Are you ready to transform your perspective on life and embrace ancient wisdom that still holds true today? In this video, we'll delve into the profound teachings of Stoicism and explore the hard life lessons that everyone should learn. 1. Stay humble. Humility is a value that can transform lives. It teaches us that no matter how much we achieve, no matter how high we rise, we are not above others. Being humble means accepting that there is always more to learn. No one knows everything, and no one can do everything alone. Life is not about showing off or proving your worth to others. It's about growth, learning, and serving the greater good. The Stoics teach us that true wisdom lies in acknowledging our limitations. Even the wisest person still has much to learn. Humility is not about lowering yourself. It's about having the strength to admit that we do not have all the answers. When we stay humble, we keep our feet on the ground, no matter how much success we achieve. Humility helps us build stronger, more meaningful relationships. It allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. By remaining humble, we also stay open to feedback and growth. We can listen to others without the arrogance that often comes with pride. Humility makes us aware that our achievements do not define us. It's our character, kindness, and actions that leave a lasting impact on the world. Being humble also helps us avoid the traps of comparison and envy. In a world that constantly pushes us to compete with others, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Stoicism teaches us that comparing ourselves to others only leads to frustration and dissatisfaction. The more we chase after external validation, the more we lose sight of our own values. Humility brings us back to ourselves. It reminds us that we are enough, just as we are. When we stay humble, we embrace life with an open heart. We understand that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. Our actions, no matter how small, can make a difference. True power comes from understanding that we are all interconnected. In this world of uncertainty, humility is a constant reminder that we are all learning and growing together. Staying humble keeps us grounded, compassionate, and focused on what truly matters. 2. People believe what they want. It's easy to get caught up in trying to change people's minds. But the reality is, people believe what they want. No matter how much we try to explain our point of view, some people will never see things the way we do. Stoicism teaches us to accept this fact. We cannot control what others think, but we can control how we respond to it. Trying to force someone to believe in something they don't want to is an exhausting battle. It can lead to frustration, anger, and resentment. The Stoic approach is to focus on what is within our control. We can speak our truth, share our thoughts, and offer our perspective, but we cannot force anyone to believe it. People's beliefs are shaped by their experiences, fears, and desires. Sometimes, no matter how logical or convincing our argument is, it will not change their minds. This lesson is important because it frees us from the burden of trying to change everyone around us. Instead of wasting energy on things we cannot control, we can focus on improving ourselves. We can work on becoming better listeners, more understanding, and more patient. People will believe what they want, and that's okay. We must learn to accept this with grace and move forward with our own journey. This doesn't mean we should give up on trying to help others or offer advice. It simply means we should do so with the understanding that their beliefs are theirs to hold. We should never tie our self-worth to someone else's beliefs or opinions. When we accept that people believe what they want, we free ourselves from the need for validation or approval. We can stand strong in our own truth, knowing that it is enough. 3. Not everyone will choose you. Life is not about pleasing everyone. No matter how hard we try, not everyone will choose us. People have their own preferences, opinions, and priorities. It can be painful to realize that not everyone will see our value or choose to be a part of our lives. But Stoicism teaches us to accept this reality with calm and resilience. Not being chosen by someone does not diminish our worth. It simply means that our paths don't align. People come into our lives for different reasons, and sometimes those reasons are only temporary. We may have loved someone deeply, only to find that they no longer want to be a part of our journey. We may have given our best to a friendship or a relationship, only to be left behind. These experiences can hurt, but they are also opportunities for growth. The Stoics teach us that it's important to detach our self-worth from the approval of others. We cannot control who chooses us and who doesn't. The key is to learn to choose ourselves. We are enough, whether or not others recognize it. When we stop seeking validation from others, we start to recognize our own value. We don't need anyone's approval to live a fulfilling life. We don't need to prove ourselves to anyone. It's important to remember that not being chosen doesn't mean we are not worthy of love, respect, or success. It simply means that not everyone is meant to be a part of our journey. There are people who will choose us, support us, and lift us up. And there are others who will not. Both are part of the human experience. The key is to continue moving forward, knowing that our value is not dependent on who chooses us. 4. Love isn't always equal. Love is one of the most powerful forces in the world. But it is not always equal. Sometimes, we may love someone deeply, but they may not return that love in the same way. Stoicism teaches us to understand that love is complex, and it is not always balanced. People express love differently, and sometimes their feelings do not match ours. This lesson is important because it helps us avoid disappointment and heartache. We may give all of ourselves to someone, only to find that their love for us is not as strong or as consistent. We may invest time, energy, and emotion into a relationship, only to realize that the other person is not equally invested. This can be painful, but it is part of the human experience. Not all love is returned in the way we expect. Stoicism teaches us to approach love with wisdom and acceptance. We must recognize that we cannot control how others feel or express love. We can only control how we choose to love. We should never love with the expectation of receiving the same amount of love in return. Love should be given freely, without conditions or demands. When we understand that love is not always equal, we can love more freely and without expectation. We can love with an open heart, knowing that we may not always receive the same in return. This does not mean we should settle for less or tolerate unhealthy relationships. It simply means we should not be discouraged by the imbalance of love. We should focus on giving love, rather than seeking it. 5. Happiness fades, keep exploring. Happiness is a fleeting emotion. It comes and goes, depending on circumstances, thoughts, and experiences. Stoicism teaches us that we should not depend on external circumstances for our happiness. We cannot control everything in life, and happiness is no exception. It is important to understand that happiness will fade at times, and that's okay. When we understand that happiness is temporary, we stop chasing it endlessly. We stop looking for happiness in material things, achievements, or the approval of others. Instead, we begin to focus on the things that truly matter: inner peace, growth, and contentment. Happiness may fade, but our pursuit of wisdom and virtue can remain constant. We can find fulfillment in the journey, even when happiness is not present. Exploration is key to finding lasting fulfillment. When we keep exploring, we keep growing. The Stoics believe that life is a continuous journey of learning and improving. We should never stop exploring the world around us, the people we meet, and most importantly, ourselves. By continuing to grow, we create a deeper sense of fulfillment that is not dependent on fleeting emotions. We must also learn to accept the ups and downs of life. Happiness will fade, but so will sadness. Everything in life is temporary, and that's what makes it precious. When we embrace the impermanence of happiness, we can live more fully in the present moment. We can appreciate the small joys in life without clinging to them. 6. Be yourself, even if others feel small. Being yourself is one of the most empowering choices you can make. But sometimes, being yourself can make others feel small. This is a hard truth to accept, but it is something we must understand. Not everyone will be comfortable with your uniqueness. Not everyone will appreciate your individuality. But that is not your problem. The Stoics teach us to live according to our own values, not the expectations of others. When we live authentically, we free ourselves from the need for validation. We stop hiding behind masks and start showing the world who we truly are. This can be intimidating, especially when others react negatively. But it is better to live authentically than to live in fear of judgment. Being yourself requires courage. It requires the strength to stand tall, even when others may try to tear you down. It requires the ability to accept that not everyone will understand or support you. But this is the path to true freedom. When we stop trying to please others, we free ourselves to live a life that is true to who we are. Being yourself doesn't mean being selfish or inconsiderate. It means living in alignment with your values and beliefs. It means speaking your truth, even when it is difficult. It means embracing your flaws, your quirks, and your uniqueness. When you are yourself, you inspire others to do the same. And even if they feel small in comparison, that is not your burden to carry. Your authenticity will always shine brighter than the opinions of others. Stoicism offers us powerful lessons that can help us navigate the challenges of life. By staying humble, accepting that people believe what they want, understanding that not everyone will choose us, recognizing that love isn't always equal, embracing the impermanence of happiness, and being true to ourselves, we can lead lives of meaning, purpose, and peace. These lessons may not always be easy to follow, but they will bring us closer to a life of contentment and inner strength.